live. This is RV Lady coming to you from my new RV. I just walked in the door this very second, and long enough to turn on my computer and get on YouTube, etc. And I sold patches just a few minutes ago to a lovely couple from Laytonville, California. I've sent out the invitations. You know me, I can continue to talk by myself for a long time. I hope everybody is there. I'm going to open up my YouTube channel to see what's going on over there, maybe. Maybe not. Don't know. But I just walked back. I had them meet me at a gas station that's not very far from where I'm staying. And so I just walked back and walked in the door. And so Patches now belongs to a lovely couple, and they're young and adorable. And I know that they're going to take good care of her. And it was sad. Had I not been in a hurry to get here, I would have probably taken a few moments to be sad. But, you know, not sad. I'm okay. Hello! Oh my God, I don't even know what I'm doing yet. Okay, there, that's better. So, Kelly, what's up?
Oh, not much. Just trying to hang in there with the whole, cancer thing going on in the family. But other than that, things are okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Life,
Yeah, it can suck sometimes, can't it?
Yeah, beginning, middle, end.
Yeah.
Basically the way you got to look at it. So,
hold on, I'm trying to turn you up a little bit. Am I the only one here so far?
Yes, and that's because I just came online. I was probably 3 or 4 or 5 minutes late getting this. I usually started at 5 or 10 minutes till the hour.
Yeah.
Just to give people a chance to, get in, get situated, whatever, ask questions.
Yeah, sure.
Today, literally less than 15 minutes ago, I sold patches to some people, and I drove patches to the location where I met this couple, and then I walked back to where my new RV is. And so now the hex is off me. I have gone, honest to God, I have gone through, there was a guy up in Oregon who wanted to buy it, and he offered me $5,500, and I said no. And that's because I had what I thought were buyers in where I am now, which is McKinleyville, California. And they were like, we'll pay you $6,000, bring it, blah, 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 blah. Great. Okay. And so I got back down here to McKinleyville, which coincidentally was the home of the people that their RV I wanted to buy. So it kind of was all working like kismet.
Wow.
And so, I sat down with the people and I gave them, all down. They looked at the vehicle. They were all good about it. I told them that I would take a deposit of $100 and then deliver the RV to them either Friday afternoon or worst case scenario Saturday morning. Well, these flakes.
Oh God.
Yeah. I'm calling them and telling them, okay, I've gotten it smogged, I've done this, I've done that, I'm ready. I've emptied it and it's all clean and ready for you, and I can't get these son of a bitches on the phone.
Oh my God.
So, oh my God is right. And let's just pollute their names till the end of time. And their name is Tom and Darcy Midget. They live at 1405 Anderson Road in McKinleyville, California.
Yeah, never
numbers. Yeah. I'm so angry with them. So anyway, they give me this deposit. I went to their house and beat on the door and said, what is going on? And this was Saturday morning. I waited till 10 o'clock, I want to say. And then I drove to their house and said, you know, WTF. And the guy comes out, Tom, and says, oh, we've been really sick. So they were so sick they couldn't return 50 phone calls.
Oh, wow.
So, you know, they've both been really sick, and then they got to thinking about it, and maybe this was too much money for them, and they were going to move, and blah, blah, blah. And I said, you didn't have this epiphany 2 days ago?
Right.
And long and
There's
short,
a decency to call.
yes. And he says, well, I thought we called you. We called somebody. And I said, you know, didn't you figure out when I kept leaving messages on both your cell phones that I was proceeding with this as though we were good to go?
Mm-hmm.
And then finally, I just looked at him. I said, I can't even look at you anymore. You're a dumbass.
Yeah.
And, you know, got in the Suzuki and drove away. So then I called the next guy on my list, because I had lists of people that wanted to buy her. And so I called the next guy, and he says, oh, yeah, I want to buy her. I don't have all the money yet.
Oh, no.
And so I said to him, well, you know, I would feel better if you were to at least look at patches before you decide you don't have enough money.
Yeah.
So anyway, he was supposed to, I texted him last night, or talked to him on the phone, I don't remember. But anyway, long story short, we decided to meet at 11 o'clock this morning at the same place where I just sold it. And he was going to bring me $1,000 deposit, non-refundable.
Mm-hmm.
And so he was like, you know, I don't really want to do that. And I said, you know what? I've been down this road before. I'm not going down this road again. Somebody's going to lose, and it's not going to be me.
Mm-hmm.
So he says, okay, I'll meet you there at 11 o'clock. So I waited for him till 11:30. And of course, I got there 15 minutes early because
That's just who you are. Yeah.
And so that was 45 minutes of my life that I'm never getting back again.
Right.
And so I sent him a message that said, you know, you have till 11:30 to get here, and then I'm leaving. And so I drove away at 11:30. And then he texts me at 12:30 or 12:45 and says, you know, there's some hang up at the bank, at the ATM or whatever. And of course, I knew he was lying.
Yeah.
And his name's Tom too. I should have known.
Yeah.
So, so anyway, you know,
Yeah, you should have known.
I'm just a glutton for punishment. So anyway, these people call me. I left a message while I was out waiting the 45 minutes for Tom to show up.
Mm-hmm.
And so they called me and said they're like 2 hours away. And I said, well, you won't forgive. I mean, you'll have to forgive me if I, A, don't believe you, and B, don't think you're going to show up. But if you do, bring cash.
Yeah.
And I said, today's price is $4,000. So bring me $4,000 in cash.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll have all the paperwork ready, and we'll be good to go. I said, but I'm not going to hold my breath that you're actually going to show up. So they drove, and I mean, they're texting me, and they said, we're stopping for coffee. And I'm like, yeah, I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
And so then I get the text that says, we're here at the 76 gas station where they're supposed to meet me. So I drove over there. Very lovely couple.
Oh,
young.
good.
I would say they're like in their early 20s, maybe 25 at most.
Oh, good.
Yeah. And so he owns some property somewhere, and he's going to, and there's some drama going on in his life, and he just doesn't want to deal with it. So he wants to put the RV out there on that property. And they're both going to live in it. And I didn't ask them if they were married. I just, you know, make assumptions.
Yeah.
But anyway, he drove it, I don't know, like 10 miles or somewhere. I mean, he drove it.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I showed them every little nook and cranny that was wrong that I could remember.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got, you know, done. And I said, you want to talk among yourselves? Said the same thing to the other people. You want to talk about, and he looked at her and she looked at him, and they both at the same time said, yeah, I'm good. So, you know, she pulls out this wad of money, $4,000. And I got out all the paperwork, and we did all the paperwork. And we fudged a little on the price just to save them on taxes. But, you know, basically they're driving it to their hometown, which is in Laytonville, California. They've got her now. And as a matter of fact, I think I probably got here and got online before they even got out of the gas station. I mean, I was pumping it to get here to start this thing at some time close to 4 o'clock.
Right. And, you know, if they have any questions about patches, all they got to do is go to your channel and subscribe and watch all the videos.
And that's what I told them. I said, you know, if you want to know things about patches and then, you know, watch me redo the roof or whatever the case may be, go to my YouTube site. And I said, you know, it's easy to remember, RV Lady. And you can see all the past history and everything having to do with patches.
Yeah, it's all there.
I know.
Yeah,
so, well, and that's what I told the other couple too. You know, go. You know, like, but it's done.
Yay.
I am now in my class A. And this is, what I bought is a 26-foot Class A Winnebago Brave SE.
You know, those Winnebagos are supposed to be built really good.
And real solid. And I think the name is going to be Brave.
I like it.
I do too. And very excited about it. And I have not driven this yet. But
oh goodness.
I know. The way I had met these people that owned this was I was at Camp Klamath.
Yeah.
And they parked right next to me. And I was out doing whatever, and then I came back, and you know, they had moved in while I was gone. And so I you know, just said, you know, hi, how are you, whatever. And we got to chatting, and she was really funny. She ended up going to the Trees of Mystery with me, or Mystery of the Trees, or whatever it's called, and riding the gondola.
Oh, neat.
And so she was the camper that I kidnapped. And so we got to talking about their RV, and I said, you know, I've been really looking for one of these. I said, I want a Winnebago Brave. The only ones I've been able to find are too long. I don't really want one. I want one under 30 feet or less. They said, well, ours is 26. And excuse me. And I said, you know, would you entertain the idea of selling it? After I went through the whole thing. Oh, no. First, I asked them if they would entertain the idea of selling it, and they both said, yeah. And so then I said, well, I'm going to look underneath it and look at it. I'm going to look at the engine.
Oh, this is the one you looked underneath. Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
So when they were leaving, which was a day before I left, I got to hear the engine run and watch them put away everything. That's what I'm saying. And they were like, you want to drive it? And I'm like, no. You know, we'll get there. I'll get there at some point. I said, first I have to sell this RV because I can't have two RVs.
Right.
So, yeah, as of yesterday, I own two RVs. As of 20 minutes ago, I owned two RVs.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that wasn't the way it was supposed to work. So anyway, I heard the engine run. It's a Chevy engine. It's the Vortex. I'm not a big fan of Chevy engines. I really enjoy the Fords. I know how to work on them. I know how to work on a Chevy engine, but it's just been a really long time since I've done that. But yeah, I make myself sound like this mechanic. But you know, Ford and Chevys are really similar.
They truly are, yeah.
But I really enjoy the I don't know, the feel, the sound of a Ford engine. I like that. I have no idea where that comes from, but I don't know. I grew up driving Fords. I guess that's where it comes from. Of course, I grew up driving Chevys too.
Yeah, well, sure. It's what you're familiar with and what, you know. what
I
you
like
feel safe in and all. Yeah.
I like to know where stuff is. You know,
Yeah.
I like to be able to lift the hood and say, I know that the radiator is going to be right here. You know, the
Mhm.
battery is going to be over here. I like to know where stuff is.
Exactly.
But they've owned this, or they did own this for 2 years, and they didn't like it. He is very, very tall. He is probably 6'5",
Oh my.
very tall,
That's
and this just didn't fit him. And they they took it out maybe 4 times a year. They would go someplace just because they had it, but he maintained it really, really well. And he has motorcycles and a garage to die for.
mm.
And they're a retired couple. She teaches piano lessons, and she's just a darling.
Oh nice.
And they're very sweet. They let me. I mean, I told them how this was all going to go. I was going to just unload the RV into a storage facility. And they said, no, that's okay. Just bring the RV over, and then you can just offload it directly into the RV. So I was like,
Without money being exchanged.
yes, without money being
Wow.
yeah.
Wow. You don't get
I may have given them $1,000. I'm not sure when I did that.
oh, like a deposit or earnest money or something. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I had given them $1,000, and
Yeah. Okay.
basically, the deal was, I said, I've gotten a $100 deposit off these people, which I'm sure they're going to come through and buy the RV. How long was I?
Mm-hmm.
And then I said, I'm going to give you $1,000, and whether these people buy or not, I will buy your RV, and this is earnest money. As far as I know right now.
Yeah.
So I said,
Yeah.
but if everything goes to hell in a handbasket here,
Yeah.
You can keep $100 and give me $900 back. But they were real agreeable and very, very sweet people. And I told them, I said, my quandary isn't paying you the money. My quandary is having 2 RVs.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm not from here. I don't even know how to list it appropriately on Craigslist because I don't know the towns. I have to look at a map. And oh, excuse me. So it ended up that I've been staying here. I transferred all my stuff into this RV.
Yeah, I saw that video. Yeah.
Then those people bailed. So here's Patches all clean and ready to go.
Yeah.
All my stuff is stuffed inside this RV. And so I'm thinking, well, and I've got Patches at a campsite down it's that Widow White Creek RV park.
Oh.
That one that I like so much.
Yes.
I still love it.
Yeah.
There I have to go, but I really like the property still. But anyway, I had Patches parked there, and then I was over here reconstructing my life in here, and then these people bail after I beat on their door, and so then I went to the next guy. Let's see, that was Saturday morning. What's today?
Sunday.
Up and down and up and down.
Yeah.
So that guy was supposed to meet me at 11 o'clock this morning, and he bails. And then this couple drive up from Laytonville, which is like 2.5 hours, and bought it.
Wow.
So,
It's so weird how things work out, isn't it?
it's just, and the people that I'm staying with are so lovely. And, the ones that I'm buying the RV from are so lovely. I literally came back from the deal and I sold Patches for $4,000. And I didn't count the money when I was there because I was so worried about being late for this. So I said, I'm a real honest person. I'm hoping you guys are honest people too. I said, is there $4,000? And the girl looks at me and says, absolutely. And he looks at me and goes, I counted it.
Yeah.
She counted it. I counted it again. And so I said, okay, great. I said, because I don't have the time to count it.
I gotta go.
So, now I'm all by myself. I'll keep talking. Okay, bye, Kelly. Thanks for upping in.
Oh, no. I meant that you had to go.
Oh, yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
God, I thought you were like signing off.
Oh, no.
So anyway, here's Don. Okay, okay, great. He's talking to me through the windshield.
Oh.
I came back just prior to signing on and took the wad out of my purse and handed it to Don and said, I didn't count it. Would you mind? And I handed him $4,000 in cash. And so, and he came out. I had given them, I guess, $4,000 because this couple was, I bought this one for 10.
Oh, I was just going to ask. Yeah.
Yeah, I bought this one for 10. I had gone to the bank already and gotten 4,000, which I gave to them. And then I realized I was cavalierly wandering around with $3,000 in cash in my purse. And how stupid is that?
Yeah.
So I gave them the rest of the money and said, count it, make sure it's right. Because, once again, I didn't count it when the bank gave it to me. And so he comes out after 15 minutes or whatever, and he has $100, and he says, it was $100 more than it should have been. I'm like, really? Cool. And then I figured out what that was. That was the $100 deposit that I took from those yahoos that didn't buy the RV. Oh. And I had just combined that $100 in there and forgot. So anyway, he comes out with the $100, and he's handing it to me, and I took it in my hands, and then I looked at him and I said, you know what, you guys have been so nice to me, and here I am plugged into your power. My dog's pooping in your yard, digging holes. I said, would you please accept this $100 as a gift from me to you? Mm-hmm. And I said, for just
letting me move in.
Letting me do all this craziness to your lives.
Yeah.
And he was like, okay. Yeah. So, he took the $100.
Yeah, hey, thanks. Yeah.
And I felt better,
Well, absolutely.
Yeah, I didn't want them to think that I was trying to take advantage of them, take advantage of anything and anything. Right. And so they've been just darling about this whole thing. So Patches is sold and on her way to her new home, and they're going to keep her name Patches. Because it's Patches. It says it on the back of the RV.
Yeah.
RVer in training, and then it says Patches.
Yeah.
So they're going to take the RVer in training off. What was cute was the girl that was there. She kind of looked, because he said, we're going to keep the name Patches, and then he said take off the rest, and she kind of looked like, well, maybe not. Maybe not, because she wasn't driving it, so I don't think she ever drove anything that massive.
Well, that's a perfect RV for young people to
start out in.
To start out in, it's perfect. Yeah.
And make sure that this is something that they want to do, and it's I said, you can rebuild the outside or leave it the way it is. It's not going to leak. And there's enough coating up there for like 3 RVs.
Right.
And I said, so it's all going to be dry and whatnot. And Laytonville is a little inland. And where I am now is on the coast. I can look at the ocean if I turn around. And so they're going inland, and I said, Patches is going to be so much happier in a drier climate.
Yeah.
So they were like, yeah, we get that. I said, the worst thing that can happen to an RV is moisture.
Yeah.
So they were like, no, that's good. It's okay. And he loved the engine. He was just like, it handles and it really does. It handles great.
Mm-hmm.
I said the only thing that I would probably do, because it's empty for the drive back, is put 100 pounds of air in the suspension ride thing, that's adjustable air stone thing. I had it at 75. You can take it up to 100 pounds. They're not supposed to have any less than 20 pounds in it. But what it does is it takes that bouncy out of the rear of the RV when you're driving. And,
gosh, I never thought of that.
Yeah. And it's really great. And at 75 pounds, with it loaded with all of my stuff, which I found out now I have a lot of stuff. It was perfect. You know, I didn't have any bouncy. Even going over things that I should have been bouncing, I wasn't bouncing. So, I
so
like.
are you getting settled in then, or have you had any time?
I have had no time.
Yeah.
Yeah, between the fact that I paid $250 to find out that that didn't fix the Suzuki, to you know, then this travesty. But now that Patches is gone, I have to go buy a new ball for the hitch thing because the hitch needs to go upside down because this vehicle is higher than my towing thing is and has to be pretty level. And so I needed to take the ball off it and flip the hitch upside down and then put the ball back on. But the ball was so rusted that it was just like one piece. And so Don, who has the amazing garage with everything in it you can possibly imagine.
I want a garage like that.
Oh my God. When I walked in there, I mean, I'm sure my eyes got like saucers, and I was like, please let me die now because I want to die in this garage.
Yeah.
Lifts for motorcycles, and he's got the chain hoist and beautiful setup, everything highly organized. I mean, honest God, my mouth is watering now just thinking about his garage.
Yeah.
He has some
garage.
Yeah, he's got some beautiful. All his tools are Craftsman, or most of them are. Oh, what is it? You buy them off the truck. All I can think of is tool. Snap on. Snap on tools. And but anyway, he took his one of two welders.
Wow.
I've always wanted to weld.
Me too. I'd like to do some art with welding.
Ditto.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're like the same person.
Yeah.
So anyway, he took his welder and took the bolt off, and then I pounded the rest of the ball down so it would fall out. And so now we can tip it upside down. I just need to go get a 2-inch ball to put on it, and everything's good. Had it not been for Don, I would have gone to an auto parts store and bought a new hitch and ball and the whole deal. And he was like, no, we just need to turn this one upside down. And, you know, fabulous.
Right. Awesome.
Yeah. It was awesome. It is
so
awesome.
Everything is working out perfectly.
Yeah.
As it should have. Yeah.
Yeah, the only thing that is left to do is we have to do the paperwork. Oh, I still owe them. I gave them 4, and then I gave them 4 more, so 8. So I have to go get $2,000 out of the bank tomorrow. What a story that was! I bank at or whatever at a credit union, so that's not really kind of a bank, but I'm at a credit union in San Diego, and it's a very big credit union. And so I'm trying to get $4,000 out of my account in something called a cash transfer. No, cash. Something, I don't know. It's some kind of way for banks that aren't that bank, or credit unions that aren't that credit union, to give me money. And I can't even remember what it's called.
A wire?
It's a cash advance.
Cash advance.
A cash advance. And so I go to this credit union, and I said, you know, I have this, my card. I have the ability to get, I have the ability to whatever access this. I have the money. How do I get it? Help me get $4,000 out of my account right now.
Yeah, without having to go to an ATM 100 times.
I hadn't even thought about that. But so anyway, I called Mission Federal because they ran my card and they said it's declined, and I said that's just not possible.
Right.
And so she says, well, I'll run it again. And I said, okay, fine. And they ran it again. Well, come to find out, their branch only can do a cash advance up to $1,500. And it was failing because I was asking for $4,000.
Oh, wow. Really? You would think the banks would. You'd think the banks are smarter than that.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
then I said, what do I do now? And she says, you have to go to the main branch. And so I drove to the main branch, which was down the road. So I go in, tell them the story, blah, blah, blah. They were like, okay, we can do this. Runs the card. Again, declined. And I said, this isn't possible. I said, I'm going to go get my computer. I'm going to show you my account right now. Give me my money.
Yeah.
So then the guy was like, no, let me go find out from a manager what's going on, blah, blah, blah. $3,500 was the limit.
Oh.
So, and I have Mission Federal on the phone.
Uh-huh.
And so the gal is on the phone with me. She was on the phone with me for like an hour and a half. And she says, okay, is this like a mom and pop,
Yeah, what the hell?
where are you? And so I told her, and so she looked them up and she said, okay, we need a real bank. She says, let's go find a real bank.
Is there a Wells Fargo somewhere?
Well, I'm like, well, what's a real bank? And so I said, there is a bank here. And I said, there are branches all over the place. And it's some kind of Indian name like Upakakalo. And so I said, let me go in there. So I walk in there and I said, I'm trying to get a $4,000 advance on, and I've got Mission Federal at this point, or Mission Federal on speakerphone.
Uh-huh.
And so I said, I'm talking to the branch manager, and I said, I would like to do a cash advance of $4,000. And she said, our limit is $2,500. And the woman on the phone is like, get the hell out of that hick town. And so she says, a real bank.
Oh my God.
And the branch manager is hearing her say this.
Yeah.
So I just kind of looked at the branch manager and went, sorry.
Bye.
And so I said,
good grief.
What are we really looking for here? And she says, we're looking for a Bank of America, a Wells Fargo. We're looking for a bank.
Yeah.
And so I ended up finding one on my phone, and it was 4 or 5 miles down the road in the next town. And there was a Bank of America and a Wells Fargo. And so the gal at Mission Federal was, okay, go to the Bank of America. I've got it all set up. All they have to do is take the card and slide it. Do you think they can do that? And give you your money.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, who knows? I'm still in Hicksville. So anyway, I went to Bank of America, did a short synopsis on what this was like 2 hours I was doing this. Gave her a short synopsis, and she said, yeah, we're a big bank. We can do this. And I said, okay, great. Give me the money now.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, she walked over, slid the card.
Well, there's a good lesson right there. If you need to get some big cash, just head straight to the big bank.
Yeah, and I knew that I had to go, that before I go to Mexico, I had to have a big bank to help me down there. So, because they have like Bank of America is associated with like Bank of Mexico or whatever it's called. Okay. And so I knew that I would have to open up an interim account at a Bank of America. For example.
Yeah, good idea.
It might be Wells Fargo. I can't remember. But, had I known that simply going to Northern California was going to cause me this kind of quandary, and I honestly, when I walked into the credit union, I said, do I just use the ATM or how do we do this?
Yeah. Yeah. It's crazy.
I know. And then in my mind,
banking. Yeah, that sounds like banking 20 years ago,
Oh, I know. What is this limit thing? What's that?
Yeah, I remember about 10 years ago, I wanted to buy this one car, and I went ahead and called my bank, and I said, look, I'm going to transfer money into this account that I have, this, out of my savings into this checking account that I have, so I can buy this car. And the guy said, well, thank God you called, because you wouldn't have been able to do it in one phone call. So he went ahead and did it for me. Yeah, I didn't have a clue. I couldn't transfer, 20,000. And I don't know. They don't explain that to you.
No,
They didn't explain it
no.
to me anyway.
No, they didn't explain it to me either.
Hmm.
And when I told the mission federal gal, I said, now, here's the next caveat. I said, because I am depending on other people, if they fail to buy my RV, which would be the balance of the money that I owe, I need to then get $6,000 out. And she said, call me. She said, don't go anywhere, just call me. She said, or go sit outside Bank of America and then call me. She gave me her direct line. And she said,
could you have done it through PayPal?
Oh, I don't know. I have a lot of people that contacted me from the military and wanted me to use PayPal to accept the payment. And I've heard so many things about PayPal being so scammy that
I've never had any trouble with it. I do consulting and people pay me through PayPal all the time. And I had a gig today and I was paid through PayPal, and I've never had a problem with it.
I think that it was actually a scam where, and I think PayPal changed the way it does stuff because people opened up PayPal accounts and they would transfer money from Jane here to John over here, and then Jane always had the option to go back and get her money from John. And I think they may have changed that.
Yeah, I've never seen that. That's never been an issue for me at all.
Yeah.
I have paid other people through PayPal, and I've never seen a thing where I could go back and get my money back.
The only thing that I use PayPal for is eBay.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I use it. And I had a man from the military. They don't say I'm in the Army or I'm in the Air Force or I'm whatever. I'm in the Army.
Now, see, I would question that because the guys I know from the military are proud to say what branch they're in.
Exactly. This is my rank. This is my rank. This is my commanding officer. Yeah. And neither one of these people, it was the other one, the next one was a woman, and she said she was in the Army, but for all I know, she was in the Canadian Army.
Yeah.
And, once again, she wanted to do PayPal and have somebody come and pick up the RV, not her. And I said,
well, if you set up your PayPal to go to your bank account, then your bank can verify. Then you can call. They can make the transaction, and then you can call the bank and say, "Okay, is that money really there?" Or you would see it online come into your bank.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the only withdrawal is it's not instant. When someone pays you in PayPal, that's instant. But for PayPal, then you've got to take that money and transfer it into your bank. There can be a lag right there of a couple of days.
Yeah.
Between you and your bank. Yeah. So
there was a whole thing, and it was if you were on Craigslist, advertising something for sale on Craigslist, like I was doing with the RV. They have on Craigslist, in red, scam, be questionable, PayPal, tow truck will come and get vehicles, all of this stuff. They have it on Craigslist.
Oh, wow. Well, then maybe not do it that way then, or stay.
Yeah, I mean, for me, cash talks and everything else is, BS. Yeah. I want cash. I don't want your
cash. Yeah, just get cash.
Yeah, I want dead presidents and Benjamin Franklin.
So you're probably right. Because if I would do something bigger than my consulting fee, I think I would probably want cash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there was just no way that I was going to do any kind of transaction where somebody wasn't literally putting a stack of cash in my hand, which is what this couple just did.
Right.
And I'm so glad. And Don just came out a few minutes ago, and he was like this.
Oh, good.
hours there. So, because I asked him to count it. I didn't count it myself. I took their word for it. Then I gave it to Don, so I'm taking Don's word for it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just too trusting.
Well, that shows, well, maybe not. That just shows your faith in that things are working out correctly. It's just that you just know that things are working out, and it's cool.
Well, and I kind of look at it like, you trust people until they burn you, and then you don't trust them anymore.
Exactly.
So, that's kind of the way I was looking at it. So
do you think that no one else is seeing the hangout today, or you think that we're the only ones available?
There are 49 viewers.
Oh, listening to us?
Listening to us have a hangout. Yeah, exactly.
Hey, everybody.
Yeah. That's exactly what they're doing. They are listening to us.
Oh, okay.
They probably, and I don't have it open, by the way, audience, the side chat. They may be trying to communicate via the side chat, but I was in such a hurry to get this thing started at somewhere around 4 o'clock that I closed my second window. And
I have a group chat open on the side.
No, that's just you and me. We could talk to each other.
Okay.
Or maybe it would be on my YouTube page. And so it shows the delayed video of you and I talking. And then on the side, it enables people to talk among themselves. So
I'm just going to type something here, and then you tell me if this is the chat you're talking about.
Okay, hold on. All available. Okay, I don't see anything.
Okay, there.
Oh yeah, you're talking to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's just us. Oh, okay.
That would be if there were 10 people on this panel, we could talk among ourselves while somebody else was talking.
Oh.
By doing this thing on the right-hand side.
Oh, okay.
Right? So I'm talking about on YouTube, on my channel, there is a comment section, I think, has added YouTube. Okay. These are out. Oh, you just added YouTube something.
Yeah. Yeah, I just clicked on the YouTube button here, and
really, there's a YouTube button?
Yeah, over here on the left-hand side, there's that red button with the white arrow. That's YouTube.
Oh, I'm looking at you too.
Yeah, so.
What does that do? What does that do? YouTube gadgets. Okay, yeah, I don't have, there's not enough time for me to get through that. YouTube needs your permission, something. YouTube, are you still there?
Yeah.
Okay. Welcome to YouTube Hangouts. Yeah, I'm in a Hangout. They have changed, let me see if I can close that out. They have changed the chat or the Hangouts now. And I think they are attempting to make it easier for people to have the Hangouts without all the complications of, is it on Google Plus or is it on YouTube? Do I watch it over here? Do I watch it over there? I think they've taken that out. I just noticed when I was setting up the chat of the Hangout, it all looked different. And they were like, would you like us, RV lady, would you like us to walk you through it? And I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm moving from one RV to the other. Yeah. I don't have time to learn this.
Not now.
I've done this next week.
Yeah.
But basically, they changed it in some manner, and I don't even know what it is, but I'll know by next week. And figure it out. But I am just so relieved that Patches is off to her new home, and that I'm in the new Brave.
And it sounds like Patches is in good hands.
Yeah.
Because they really get attached to the RVs,
I am still attached to Patches, and I'm hoping that they will access my YouTube channel and just kind of keep me up to date.
I think so too.
Yeah, I mean, this is like, it's kind of like giving away a puppy.
Right. Right.
And
Well, speaking
that's how I would equate that. Yeah.
right. Speaking of puppies, how is Ruby handling the transition?
Ruby she loves this RV.
Oh, good.
Loves it, loves it, loves it. Loves going in and out, loves sitting in the driver's seat, loves sitting in the passenger seat. She loves the bed. She loves, it was immediate. You know, it was like I opened the door to this RV and she came in. Now,
Oh,
I could have the door open to Patches all day long and she isn't coming in.
isn't that weird?
But she is a hole digger. And so here we are in this RV. These wonderful people are letting me like stay here in their RV, on their land, next to their beautiful home, by the ocean. And here's my dog digging up their yard. And so I'm just, I go out and I fill in holes and I walk her now on the leash, and and I'm out there picking up poo and trying not to be a nuisance to these people.
Yeah.
I mean, more than I already am.
Yeah.
But, so right now, so that I could go and deliver Patches and deal with that, I put her in the Suzuki where she still is, and she loves being in the Suzuki. She has fashioned a way that she can lay across both bucket seats and is just happy as a clam in there. And when I say, "Are you ready to get out?" she just kind of lifts her head and puts it back down. No,
it's her den.
Yeah, it is. And she probably feels, because it is so small,
yeah,
probably does have that feeling, that that confined space thing. And I'm thinking about, even though I don't want to completely traumatize her, I'm thinking about getting her one of those plastic, vinyl, whatever. You take them on airplanes with your dog.
Carrier bins. Yeah.
I'm thinking about getting one of those. And taking out, this RV has the regular dinette in it, but taking out one of the benches and sliding that thing in there and bolting it to the floor.
Oh, sort of like what Escapee 2012 does for
Well, yeah. She has hers, her RV set up differently, and she has hers behind the passenger seat.
by the door.
Yeah. But behind my passenger seat is the door that leads outside. So it's the well of the steps that goes down and then outside. So I don't have that option. And I'm never going to use that bench seat over there for anything other than disorganization. And so I thought it would be easy for me to, basically I'm just taking out the cushions and then bolting that carrier to it and then having her get in there when I'm traveling, or when she's being a pain in the
Well, you said she was at a shelter, right?
Yes. She was at a shelter for 1.5 years in a cage that was 4x6 that was located outdoors.
Oh, see, that's why she likes the confinement thing. Yeah.
So, and I think she's a little lost without that confinement. And if I get one of those, the carrying kind, then when we're not traveling, I can unbolt it and take it outside and say, "Here's your dog house." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but don't you have to? Gosh, they're pretty big. Are you gonna be able to get it through that door? Okay. I mean, they're pretty.
I'll take it apart.
Yeah, they're pretty big.
That's the top. I had one for my German Shepherd.
Oh, okay.
Big dog.
So you just get the wire kind or the plastic?
No, the plastic one, where the top comes off the bottom.
Oh, okay.
And then you put the top in upside down in the bottom, and then that's how you transport them. And then you get to the airport, and you put the top on, and you clip them, and you put the animal in, and the animal goes to wherever they put the animals.
Yeah.
Cargo.
Yeah.
Cargo. It better be heated, and there better be water, and a flight attendant.
Yeah. We hope anyway.
But that I figure is an alternative to just letting her feel anxiety. I don't want to end up with an anxiety-ridden dog.
Exactly.
So,
Yeah. That's sad and terrible when that happens.
And so I think she would like that, especially if it was dark, like a cave. And I think she would enjoy traveling, because right now in Patches, she would sit literally right next to me between the two bucket seats and have her head on my lap and sitting in a sit position, resting her head on my lap for as long as we drove.
Oh.
And so that it wasn't making her comfortable. And she would sometimes get in the passenger seat, but she didn't feel stable there. And so she would get down.
Dangerous. Yeah. That's dangerous.
Well, no, I had her in a harness.
Oh.
I had her in a seatbelt harness for dogs.
Oh.
And so she didn't like that. It didn't make her feel secure enough. And she'd start fighting it, and here I am driving down the road at 55 miles an hour, and the dog is cataplexic, and you know. So no, not a good thing. So I'm thinking that I'm probably just going to go and get one of those and attach it in here to give her a cave.
Yeah.
Make her a little cave. And even if I have to do it underneath the table, okay, no, I'm not going to do that.
Okay.
I'm not going to do it that way. I am positive I can get it over there. And I'll take measurements and go to Petco and, find out what the story is, stuff like that. And it'd be great if I could find one used, because then when I bend it into oblivion, then I won't feel that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, maybe you can look on Craigslist.
Oh yeah, good idea.
Tell them you got cash.
Honest to God, I feel like retribution to Craigslist that I should just call people and say, "Yeah, I'm really interested. Can you meet me?"
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be there in 15 minutes. Can you put your life on hold while I don't come?
That's so weird. People do that. I would never do that. I would never do that. Yeah.
I don't grasp that. I mean, to me, it is incomprehensible.
Yeah, me too. I would not just leave someone hanging like that.
No. Like that guy this morning, 12:30. I'd been already gone an hour, and he texts me and says, "There's some problem at the bank," and I was talking to these people here, and I said, "Yeah, the problem at the bank is you have no money." I said, "I am done with you, pal."
Yeah.
And so, yeah, you don't have trouble at the bank. You go to the bank, you shove your card in, and if that ATM doesn't work, you go to the next ATM. I mean, this is not a complicated thing. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, who knows? I have no idea how the rest of the world thinks. I think that maybe I'm mildly insane.
No.
And I just do things way differently than everyone else on the planet.
Yeah, everybody else. Yeah. No, I don't think so. I think you're.
Yeah, I think that in the Craigslist situation is there are just those people that are, it's kind of like trolls on YouTube, I guess. Those people just have no life, and this is their only life, is to go on and harass people for no reason at all. And I don't understand that. Though I'm not looking at the comments now, I have no idea if there are any trolls in there. But anybody who's in comments, feel free to report those people and, get rid of them.
Yeah, I wish I could see them, but nope, I'm still looking around and I still can't see.
Yeah, you have to open up another window. And let's actually see if I can do that. Can I open up another window?
Isn't that when we get that feedback, though, when we open up?
Yes. Yes. And so I was, I was like 4 or 5 minutes late, and that makes me crazy. I don't like being late for anything. And so I was just concerned with getting my face on here and saying, oh, okay, yes, accept, go, go, go. Live broadcast. Oh, okay, here I am. Fulfilling my obligation to.
Yes. Yeah.
And I really, had I thought about this day yesterday, when I was supposed to sell my RV, I would have called upon somebody and said, please do this for me because I may be insane by the time 4 o'clock hits.
Right.
And I really should have, hindsight 2020, the whole deal. But
well, we all know that you're having that you were going to have that, and I just went into Google Plus like usual and went to Hangouts, and behold, there you were.
Yeah, and I have no problem with talking with no audience. I don't care. I'll just talk away, all day long, and that's the joy of traveling by yourself or being by yourself a majority of the time. Is when you are required to talk, there's really no off switch. I mean, the dog has finally gotten used to the fact that I talk to her. And before, when I first started talking to her, she would growl like, who am I talking to? And she was looking for someone else.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah, and I'm talking to the dog. So,
goodness, wow.
I spend too much time by myself, I guess. No, I don't. I enjoy my own company, so.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah, I don't mind being by myself. I really don't. There's always stuff to do. I've always got something going on,
Me too. Yeah. I always have 6 things that I should be doing instead of doing. Yeah. So it's basically the way I look at it. But I'm going to, now that I can kind of relax, I'm going to make a nice video of Brave. I kind of did a bad video of it just to put something out there and put up the reminder for the RV Women Hangout.
Yeah, I saw that one. Yeah.
And so that's the last video that I made.
Oh,
hello. Hey, it worked.
Hey,
can you guys hear me?
I know. This is like the first time you've ever. Oh, no, this is the second time you've made it.
Yeah, I
came on once.
I've been trying to get in and listening and everything else, but there's actually a link there. Oh my God!
And I said that I think YouTube or Google Plus or whoever is working on this to make it so it's not so clumsy. And so that people like us with no real knowledge of what we're doing can actually utilize it with less frustration. Which, when I was talking to the YouTube people, whatever it was last week, which was really interesting, by the way, he was telling me a lot of things, that upcoming and ways to make my channel better and blah, blah, blah. I haven't done any of them. And we did some things when we did a hangout together, and so he was doing things and showing me how to do stuff. It was really interesting. And they contacted me, and I didn't really think that YouTube or whatever, whoever they are, Google Plus or Google, contacted anybody until they were like a big player. Like 10,000, 20,000 subscribers. And that was like the first question. He said, do you have any questions for me before we start? And I was like, yeah, why are you talking to me? Yeah. And he says, I do what I'm supposed to do. And it has to do with your audience retention. And that's how they determine, I guess, who to contact, who not to contact, whatever. It's just basically the activity that you're generating, that they're watching all the time. They're watching all of us. It's a very big brother.
I didn't know. This is the first time that I went on Google and I saw the link that said join.
Oh, good.
So, okay. And the last time I got an invitation, other than that, I was unable to get in.
Yeah, and I do the same thing every time I host. I do the same exact thing, and sometimes it works, and sometimes not so much. So
I mean,
and
I
people
can
say send me
always
an
go.
invitation.
I can always go on your Google, RV Lady, and I can always
Yeah.
listen. I'm always listening. I could just never get in. This is like second time I got in out of like 8 weeks. So
Yay!
I hear you got a new RV.
I did. I got a new RV.
So did you get? You have
26
any
foot
slides?
Winnebago.
Do
Sorry?
you have any slides?
No, I didn't want slides.
Okay. So
It
what'd
was
you
really.
get?
I didn't want slides because I don't want that additional. You know.
Yeah. One more
But,
thing to break.
yeah, I just keep it simple. Is how I live, and
So what did you
so
get? What did you get? Like a 22 foot? Is that what you said?
26. It's 26 feet. It is a Winnebago Brave SE,
I like
and
Winnebagos.
yeah, and
Yeah.
it's it's spacious enough. It has the basement storage, but I gotta say that I thought there was going to be much more basement storage than there actually is. But what I wasn't doing was looking at it well enough. And in the rear of the RV, there are two bins, and there's a pass through. And I didn't see that it had like this 6-8 inch pass through.
Oh.
So I have to empty all the bins and redo them. Because I was in such a hurry thinking that I had buyers that I had to deliver to Friday afternoon or Sunday morning, or Saturday morning. So I was just throwing stuff in.
So do
And
you have storage under your bed? If you lift
yeah,
up your bed?
yes.
Yeah. That's nice.
Yeah, it is. The water tank is under there. The freshwater tank is under there, but around the freshwater tank, I have a lot of storage, and I've already put a lot of stuff underneath there. The closet space in the bedroom is ample, and but again, I don't have a lot of clothes. I don't need a lot of stuff. I have some nice clothes just in case I have to go someplace and not look as hideous as I do, let's say now, and so I do have a couple outfits that, meet that
Yeah.
criteria. But everything else is just, crappy clothes. Stretchy, comfortable.
Is it diesel or gas?
No, it's gas.
Oh,
And
yeah, we have we have a gas too.
yeah. And if I ever buy a diesel RV pusher, I will get one that is brand new or like a year old or something. And it really has to do with I cannot stand the smell of diesel.
Me either. It makes me sick.
It makes me sick too.
Yeah.
Just in the toilet, throwing up, praying to the porcelain god sick. And now I understand with the RVs they've been making in the last 5 years or whatever, they have really tightened them up so that that diesel smell isn't permeating not only the outside but the inside as well. So I just can't. I can smell gasoline all day long, no problem. But there's just something about diesel that makes me just physically ill. And
I didn't know
so,
you could smell it inside a diesel RV. I don't think I've ever smelled it.
oh well, the only time if you open your windows and you start your
Oh,
vehicle,
yeah.
you get
Yeah.
diesel inside your vehicle, and then it takes hours for it to dissipate.
Yeah, that's true.
So, and I'm kind of a windows open kind of gal.
Yeah.
I want to open the windows and let the fresh air in. I've sat in indoor air conditioning for most of my life, and I'm over it. And I'm happy that they're improving the diesels because the diesels are so much more efficient and than the gasoline engines. But Yeah, who knows what they're going to do. Pretty soon our RVs will run on, garbage and solar.
That would work good.
Yeah, that'd be great.
We can only hope.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. That'd be
Mhm.
awesome. Vic, I see that you have joined us, but you're muted, I'm assuming by choice. And are you there? Really? Are you there, Vic? No? No?
Well,
No?
I don't see
Okay,
it.
that's show, but there's no picture there either. So, I have no. Oh, now she's gone.
She's gone.
Now
Maybe she's having issues too.
Yeah, issues.
Well, there actually is a really big CME that's supposed to be hitting us sometime today or all day or whatever the sun does. And so
Really?
Yeah, so I anticipated that there might be some difficulty with the internet. And, it's because I listen to that guy talk every morning about the sun. And,
I watched that too. I'm very interested in sun news. I watch the observers and all that. I watch all those guys.
Yeah, I do too. And I think that the sun plays a much more important role in our day-to-day weather, our seasonal weather, our, typhoons and hurricanes. And, I think a lot of that has to do with solar winds and, all that stuff. Yeah, earthquakes too.
Earthquakes, volcanoes, all that stuff, yeah.
And, I think that I have gone my whole life without really paying attention to the sun, except if there's an eclipse, and never really thought of it other than this big ball of fire up in the sky that, is just doing its thing. I didn't know that it had cycles. I don't even think I knew that it actually rotates.
That's sad.
And to this day, I don't know how long it actually takes to rotate.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm learning more about the sun, which is kind of nice. And, that is a small percentage of consideration for me, it's a very small percentage, but it's a percentage just the same. If the sun is going to go to sleep and we're going to have a little mini ice age for 5 or 10 years or whatever it takes, then however ice ages run, I don't think they're like 5 or 10 years, but I want to make sure that if I'm still breathing, that I'm breathing warmth.
Yeah.
I am just not a fan of cold. I'm just not.
That reminds me, have you started looking for property in Texas, like you said last time?
No, I was actually hoping somebody in Texas would look for stuff in Texas. But I am going, when I leave here, which will be probably Monday, most likely Monday.
Tomorrow?
Is that tomorrow? Yeah, tomorrow. Yeah. It's going to be tomorrow. But when I leave tomorrow, I'm going to head south. I'll probably stay on the 101, and then I want to go east because I'm a suntan. If I'm outside for hours and hours, I get nothing, and it's because it's so overcast, and I need bright sun.
Now you're cutting out there for a while, so I got that you were going to head south, and then I got nothing else.
I'm going to head south and then head east, towards the Sierras, I guess, and then go south. I'm going to stop off at my daughter and son-in-law's, and then I'm going to stay and get some businessy stuff done, and then, which should take a couple weeks, and then I'm going to head east to Arizona. So I figured to be in Arizona around November. In November, I figured to be in Arizona. And so while Arizona is nice that time of year, I'm going to look around at some stuff, and then I'm going to head south to Mexico, through Texas. But I'm doing Texas down to Brownsville. So like New Mexico down to Brownsville. You know, that side. So the western side of Texas. And, you know, people were talking about Georgia and Tennessee, and, you know, I think people who live in those areas should go and get an ice cream cone and drive over to those places for a Sunday drive with an ice cream cone and check them out and send pictures, put pictures up. And you know, I figured that there are some, what is it, 62 something, maybe more, in the RV park people who are interested. And it was like I was talking to these folks here that I bought this RV from, and they're real interested as well, but, you know, they're like, you know, where else is being looked at? And I said, you know, I can't go everywhere. But my cell phone is God only knows where. And basically, if everybody would just go into their area and go look at what's available, and not all of them, and some of these RV parks, I have found that the owners would entertain a sale. They may not be listed, but they may be interested in selling. So
That's a good idea.
Yeah, that's true. I would say that was
yeah, it's just a matter of, I mean, we're all spread out.
yeah.
You know, there's no reason why I have to go do this. Basically, the criteria is, would you want to invest your money to live there?
Yeah, yeah.
And honestly, the only place that I found is in this hick town. this Widow White Creek RV park. The soil is beautiful, and I know that because my dog dug a bunch of holes. And the soil is really beautiful. I still don't know the origin of the creek that runs through the property. But, you know, it's a big piece of property that is, you know, some is shaded, some is in full sun, and it's a few blocks from the beach. And when I say that, I mean it's the 101, and then like 3 blocks, and you're at the Pacific Ocean. So, but I just don't think I could deal with the climate here. I need full-on bright sunshine.
Yeah, that can get pretty gloomy for people,
Yeah.
especially people who are used to the sun.
Yeah. This is like being in Ohio in the winter, but it's not cold.
Yeah.
You know, it's that
Are you still in Oregon?
No, I'm in Northern California, and I am north of Eureka, a little bit north of Eureka in California. So
You're not by the fire.
In Oregon?
oh yeah, the problem that I have now is that in order for me to go east, I have to go way south because everything's on fire.
On fire, yeah.
Yeah.
So, my little brother's a fireman, and he's fighting fires in Northern California now.
Yeah.
And
I talked to the Department of Forestry while I was getting the RV smogged. I talked to fires, and because they know where all the fires are, they're not necessarily fighting them, but you know, they know who is and what's closed and what's open and what's delayed and what's not and stuff like that. So basically, they said my only sure route east is to go south to the 20 and cut across Napa, and because they had a fire in Napa or Sonoma and their fire's out. So I can cut across there to get to the 101 or get to the 5. I cut across on the 20 to get to the 5. And but that leaves me like in or I guess south of Sacramento, just north of San Francisco. So, and the other thing with my insurance, who knew? In order for them to change my insurance policy, these are all things that I just learned because I want to. I had liability only on patches, as if they were going to give me full coverage. So I have, because I'm with Southern, these are people calling about the ad, this thing that you hear constantly going off, people calling about the RV. So I am a Southern California AAA member, and I am in Northern California AAA territory. And in order for me to change my insurance policy, I have to go to a Southern California AAA. The closest one, isn't that insane? The closest is Visalia. So I have to go to Visalia, California, which is just south of Fresno and north of Bakersfield on the 5, so that I can get full coverage on this RV.
That's
and
crazy.
I'm like, this is the 21st century, right? I didn't just drift back in time, did I? And I said, because I don't always know what day it is or what day of the week it is or what the date is, but I'm sure I'm in the 21st century. And I use internet for everything, so what's up with you guys? And Southern AAA does not share the same database. They do not share their databases. And so I have to go to a Southern California AAA or join.
Why can't you can't just call them and do it over the phone?
No, not to change my insurance policy. No, I can. I have 10 days to get to Visalia so that I can get full coverage on this vehicle. Once I call them and say the VIN number and the license and the this, that thing is needs to be insured, they then say you have full coverage for 10 days. And after 10 days, it reverts to the same policy that you had on patches.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So not real thrilled with that. I said, what happens if I was in Iowa? And
yeah, come on over, Deb. I got places for you to park.
oh my God. But
I'm sorry. There are so many Debs. I just called you Deb. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's okay. I figured you were talking to somebody else.
There are so many Debs out here.
Yeah, but there are about 8 Debs, and I just immediately spurted out Deb. Sorry.
I know. I want to call everybody Debs too. So it's like,
yeah.
Okay, wait a minute.
That'll work.
Which one am I talking to now? Yeah.
Debs 1 through 8. Yeah.
Like Debs 1, Debs 2, Debs 3. You know, RV.
So, RV lady, I have to interrupt. Don't you know Rosie?
Rosie?
Yeah. Don't you comment on her?
Rosie O'Kelly.
Oh, Rosie.
Yeah.
She was on our chat a couple of weeks ago.
I have seen her in Hangouts. I don't
okay,
think
the reason I ask is because you're right in her neck of the woods.
She's closer to San Francisco, I think.
I thought you said you were going close.
I am
in and out.
Yeah, I am probably 4 hours from San Francisco.
But I thought when you said the way the fireman told you to drive, it was going to take you south.
Yeah, it'll take me through.
She's in Santa Rosa.
Okay. The closest I'll get to Santa Rosa is Sonoma, 20. And Sonoma and
Okay.
Santa Rosa is probably 50 miles as the crow flies.
Okay.
But
She's
it's
45
like,
minutes out of San Francisco.
yeah, yeah,
She has talked about being 45 minutes out of San Francisco.
yeah. I know where she is. I know where Santa Rosa is. I've been to Santa Rosa. So, you know, it was unfortunate that I didn't know that she existed. I mean, I didn't know she was in Santa Rosa until you just said she's in Santa Rosa. I don't really know where anybody.
Yeah. She's always saying that people are, you know, contact her. She loves to meet YouTubers that, you know her through her channel and through the Hangout. So, but
Yeah,
it doesn't sound like you have much layover time.
Well, I will not on this trip down to Visalia because I've got 10 days from when we do the paperwork tomorrow to get to Visalia. Now, I would rather not make it a nonstop.
Yeah.
I would like to go in the low Sierras over on the other side of the 5 and kind of drift down on, I think it's the 99, and drift down that way. So, hello everybody who has joined us, and I haven't stopped talking long enough to say hello. Okay, chat among yourselves.
Hello, I finally got in.
Hello, everybody.
Hi, Janice.
And I would write down the instructions.
And I love Turtle's name.
Yeah, me
Write
too.
down the instructions, but by next week
Yeah.
they will have changed.
Yeah. Oh, I know. I know. It's
Yeah.
making me crazy. Janice, how did the handbrake thing work for you?
Handbrake. Oh, I haven't downloaded it yet.
Oh, okay.
I have this history
Yeah.
of downloading stuff, and then, I get every virus in the world.
Well, either you get a virus or you get attachments. Your PC run faster. We can, yeah, somebody wants you to download this to your hard drive. And
Yeah.
I didn't run into any of that with Handbrake.
What is
I'm
handbrake?
just really scared, but I really, really want it.
Yeah, it's nice.
What is handbrake?
We talked about it last week on the chat, on the Hangout.
Yeah, I heard, but I had to leave after a little bit.
Oh, Handbrake basically takes your videos and condenses them even more, compresses them even more, so that your upload to YouTube is minutes as opposed to like 3 or 4 or 5, 8 minutes, as opposed to 95 to 158 minutes.
Wow.
So
Does
it's
it work on Apple?
Say that again?
Does it work on an Apple computer?
It has 2 different downloads, and one is Mac, the other is whatever it's called, Windows. But yeah, I found it to be wonderful. It's really, and maybe I should do a tutorial on it for anybody who's interested. We'll just like do a hangout, not the
Yeah,
RV
I'm
Women.
interested.
But anybody who's
I would love that.
send me a note. And
Me.
send me a note, and I probably won't get to it for a week.
Yeah.
Send you a note where, on Google?
On, just on my, what's that called, page, YouTube page.
Oh, okay.
Okay. All right.
No, you can go to About. If you go to my YouTube page or anybody's YouTube page, and it goes to About, you can send me an email or send
Oh,
me
that's right.
whatever.
Yeah. That's pretty funny because you were so busy today that you will find I sent you 2 emails, one to Google, one to YouTube, and one to your email address, asking you if you needed any help with today's hangout. Because we talked before about your
Yeah.
insular connection.
Yeah, I'm going to have.
So anyway.
Yeah, and I'm glad that you brought that up because I would like somebody to do it next Sunday. And I will audience. I will be one of the people on the panel. I don't know where I'm going to be, and I really think people get bored with me, and I would rather have somebody else host. so that it
You
remains.
never get bored.
Yeah, right. I think
If you could give me a tutorial on how to do it, I'd be willing to do it.
Okay, I will. And
I
it's
can
really,
do it.
it's
I
really
can do it too, because
easy.
at least at this point in time, I'm not RV bound, so I have a pretty good internet connection for you. But
Okay, well, I got both
you're
of them.
breaking up, so
Okay.
you may have to tell us some of what you just said over again. What are you talking about? You're not going to do it next Sunday?
Well, I think that variety is the spice of life, and we are the RV Women Hangout. It's not the RV Lady Hangout. So, basically what we've established is at 4 o'clock on Sunday Pacific time, we get together and talk about whatever. And so I don't always have to be the host. Anybody who wants to host can host. It's just a matter of knowing how to do it, and then and then what I do is, as an RV lady, I say, okay, Deb, the RN is going to be doing the hosting for the RV Women Hangout on Sunday at 4 o'clock Pacific time, and then everybody just goes to your channel and clicks in the way you clicked into this chat. Hopefully it was easy.
It should work that way.
This one was perfect. How to log on. It was right there. It said just log on. I logged on.
Yeah,
Did you send me an invitation?
I sent all the invitations out as I usually do. And what else? And as I said, YouTube or Google has changed the way that these Hangouts work now. And I didn't go through the tutorial. I just said, I don't have time for that. And
so when you start your Hangout, do you start it by go to YouTube?
No. Yes. I'm in YouTube. I'm in YouTube on my channel. And the day before, the day before I go to create an event. It's under the video, I think, but it's like create an event, and then you go in there and create.
It's all changing.
Yeah, and then
who knows what's going to happen by next week?
That's true too.
Right.
That's very true.
We'll just have to play around and look everywhere.
Okay, so RN Debs, you want to do it, right? And Deb, who is RVing live, you want to do it, correct?
RV and live the dream. Yes, I can do it as long as I try and figure it out.
Yeah. Well, and the way to figure it out is just to do one. Just.
Well, and I'll be glad that you and I can talk about how to do it off, at another point in time.
Practice, because it's going to take 3 to 4 times before it goes right.
And that's why I was thinking she and I can do we can do one where we don't have a panel, so that you can just practice getting on and getting off.
That's a good idea.
And inviting people. I don't know how to do that.
We'll do all that. Yeah.
So you guys decide among yourselves who wants to do next week, and then who wants to do the following week. And then, and basically all you do is start the chat and start talking. And keep talking until somebody comes on. So if you can establish in your head what you want to talk about and what you're good at talking about, it makes it real simple.
Since you don't or aren't watching the YouTube side chat, everybody still wants to know How long, or what year is your new RV?
It is a 1998
Okay.
Winnebago
That's what they were.
Brave.
What year you got?
Wait a minute, what did I say? Not 28 feet. It's 26 feet.
Right.
Okay. I still haven't gotten it all straight in my head.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's what I want. I want 26 foot to 28 foot,
yeah.
and I want a Class A, and now I start the search. How did you decide on Winnebago?
I decided because I kind of let the stars steer me. This is going to sound insane, but because my sign-off is Be Brave, I decided a long time ago, after seeing a Winnebago Brave on the road, that I wanted to look at and investigate the Winnebago Braves.
There you go. That's the way. You and I think a lot
That
alike.
makes sense.
Well, I did a lot of research on the internet as to the Winnebagos themselves, the construction, the chassis, all the stuff. And then I went and saw a couple of Winnebago Braves that were used, and not nearly as nice as this one. And I knew when I saw this one that this was my RV. And it belonged to somebody else that was camped next to me.
Right. No, I believe in that kind of karma type of thing happening as well.
Me too.
I do too.
Yeah.
And
I follow my intuition and I let myself be guided.
Yeah.
And it always works out.
Yeah. And when those initial people backed out, from the time that I left them to, which was like 2 miles, so like, 4 minutes, I decided that come what may, this was my new RV.
Right.
And even if I ended up having to give Patches away, this was going to be my RV. And then I came back and I relieved them by saying, no matter what happens with Patches, I'm buying an RV.
Right.
So, and of course they were tremendously relieved. So, this is my RV. I like it.
RV lady, I wanted to tell you when I was in Haines in Alaska, and saying I would be crying at the top of the ramp because they had to back down their RVs to get onto the ship.
I know.
That one of the RVs was a Brave, and I took a video of it for you.
I always figure that there's somebody who can drive the RV, especially backwards, better than me.
No, they will not. They are not permitted to do it.
I know. You have to be able to do it yourself.
Yeah. It was scary, and we were just in a van, and it was scary.
Yeah. There was a bridge that I went over in Oregon, and it was 300 and just shy of 400 feet. And it's the tallest bridge that they have in Oregon, and it's on the 101. And I'm telling you, you look down, and it's like, oh my God, I must be at 5,000 or 6,000 feet.
Yeah.
It looked so far, and it was scary.
I think we went over that one too.
Way back in the 70s, I was on like a Greyhound bus, and we took what are they called? A ferry across the Mississippi River.
Oh yeah.
And the people on the ferry decided that the Greyhound bus driver had to back up on the ferry while we were on the water.
Moving.
And I was sitting up in the front by the driver, and I've never seen anything scary in my life as to watch the ferry keep moving forward and the bus appearing to stand still.
At least you were by the door, right?
Are you kidding me? I would have gotten out. I would never have
I would have had to get gotten out.
Yeah, well, I think the bus driver and I were the only two people on the whole bus that knew that the people on the ferry said, "Oh, by the way, back up 6 foot."
Oh my God. Oh my God, that'd be so scary.
Anyway, it was just an amazing moment of sheer terror. And then when the bus driver put it in park and turned around to go talk to the fair, I said, "Are you okay?" And he goes, "I don't know. Are you?"
I don't even drink, and I think I'd have to have a drink.
Oh yeah. I mean, it wasn't like he had to back up a car length, you know. It was just, you know, maybe 4 feet. I don't know, but
it doesn't. So you've got two things moving in two different directions. That'd be horrible.
Well, and back then, you know, I'm ancient, so back then the Mississippi actually had water in it.
Yeah. Yeah. The only time I was on the Mississippi was when it had water, and it was a serious river. And I remember seeing it at this age and thinking, "Oh my God, that's what I was so afraid of."
Yeah, well, it's either an age thing or a water thing, but I don't think. Last time I saw the Mississippi, I was just like, how do you even get boats up and down it?
Yeah, my grandparents lived on the Mississippi, and so I'd go and visit them, and they'd take me to every friggin' lock that there was. And we'd watch the boats go up and down.
Yeah. My dad was fascinated by the boats, and we went to all the locks, too, just so he could see if there was, You know, your RV comes from my state, right? Oh, you're breaking up, dear.
Okay, that actually wasn't me.
Oh, okay. Anyway, the point is, you know that Winnebago's here in Iowa.
Yes, I knew that.
Yeah.
I did know that. So, and I like the fact that it's right smack dab in the middle of the country, so that when I want to go there and complain, I don't have to drive, you know, all the way across the country.
Where in Iowa are you?
I'm sorry?
Where in Iowa is she?
Oh, I'm in the state capital. I'm in Des Moines.
Well, so am I.
Oh, you're kidding. Oh, now that's...
You should go have coffee.
See, this is what I'm saying.
Really?
Yeah.
I'll type mine, you type yours over in our side chat, and we have got to get together.
Yeah, I will.
Okay.
See, that's so funny. Here you guys are in the same town, and you don't even know it. And, yeah.
That's wild.
And you guys should be looking.
That eventually I would find somebody, but so far the closest thing I've found is somebody over by the Mississippi, and I'm like 3 hours away from there.
Yeah, my grandparents lived in, that was in Illinois. Quokka, Illinois.
Yeah. I've never really spent any time going across onto the Illinois side, to be honest.
Yeah.
But we would always do from the northern tip of Iowa down the Iowa side in the fall because of the beautiful leaf color and that kind of stuff. Yeah. Especially when I was a kid.
Yeah, my grandparents both grew up in Iowa, and I think they actually met. She was a 14 or 15-year-old girl in an Illinois town, and he was a traveling musician with his brothers, and they would book themselves into like bars or whatnot. And she fell in love and took off with him. I don't even know if they got married, but she took off with him. And she ended up playing bass, and, you know, they were wild folks. I think that's where I get my love.
Where you get your desire to travel.
I love traveling. I love it.
I feel like I'm part gypsy.
Yeah. But now I'm tired, and I need a nap, and I need food.
And so you think you're going to hang up on us now, don't you?
I was kind of working towards that, yeah.
Yeah.
What I'm thinking is, one of you, and you know, I've been going to say this before, if you guys want to continue longer, one of you designates yourself to going and opening up a hangout, and you guys can all just transfer over there. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's true. But first we have to find out how many people are actually going to continue on.
Yeah, well, there are 43 viewers I show. And they are either just watching or they're in the comments or I don't know what they're doing. You know, less you guys. And you know, just make the general announcement. Whoever wants to go and open one up, just make the general announcement. And then when I close this hangout, then everybody just go to whoever's going to do it. Who's going to do it? Okay, answered.
I can try and do it. I don't know how to do it, but I mean, I'll try and do it.
I don't want to keep bumping you out, but I'll do it, and then you and I will talk about how to do it. Okay?
Okay, Deb, you're giving me a complex here.
Okay.
No.
Now, I have to say something to Kelly first.
Yeah.
Before we go.
Yeah.
Kelly?
Yeah.
You know where McDonald's is?
Over here on University?
Euclid.
On Euclid, yeah.
That's where I live.
Oh my gosh, we're even in the same. Are we in the same zip code? I think even.
That's too funny. What McDonald's are you by?
The one on East University.
Uh-huh.
I'm right by the last stop beverage shop.
Uh-huh.
By the
Kelly and I not only live in the same
Are
city,
you guys like neighbors now?
we're like neighbors.
We're neighbors.
This is way too funny.
You're in the same internet connection.
Oh
Yeah,
my gosh.
And then on top of that, we're both dog lovers, apparently.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
Kelly,
also, I thought we were dogs.
this is way too funny. Okay, so everybody is invited to Deb the RN to continue on chit-chatting or whatever. And that's on YouTube.
Okay.
And it'll take me a couple of minutes to open it up, but not long. So it should be ready in like 5 minutes.
So how do we get there?
What?
Deb the
How do
RN.
we get there? Do we just go to
Go to
your
YouTube.
YouTube channel?
Just go to YouTube and type in Deb the RN. The RN is in capital letters.
Okay.
And that should then bring up my channel, and then you click on it. And in 5 minutes, but give me 5 minutes to turn it on.
Well, why don't you do this?
Okay.
Because we've all been sitting here for a really long time, hour and a half.
Yeah.
Why don't you do it at 6 o'clock,
That
which
works.
gives everybody about 17 minutes to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, that works. That's a good idea.
Yeah. And then go over there, and then I will rest and eat, and maybe I'll come in and see what you guys are up to.
Okay. I have one quick question about next Sunday.
Okay.
It is about 7:45 here. What time is it your time? I'm trying to figure out 4 p.m. in California.
It's 10 to 6.
In California?
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's 10 to 8 here.
They're 2 hours earlier.
So we're 2 hours. So I'm going to do it at 6 p.m., which will be 4 p.m. in California. Okay, got it.
Yeah, correct.
Okay. All right.
And
So
then I'm
going
going to announce. I'm going to announce RV Debs. I'm going to announce that it is going to be on your channel. Is that correct?
Deb the RN.
Yes, Deb the RN.
Oh, I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't know, Deb. Which one of us is doing it next week?
Well, if you want to show me how to do it, you could do it next week, and I'll do it the following week.
Okay, that's what we'll do. That's what we'll do.
And then, so I will make the announcement on my channel to go to Deb the RN's
That's all right.
channel
For your hangout.
next Sunday.
Right.
Wait a minute. When is the Labor Day?
It's in 2 weeks.
Okay, we're good.
Okay. All right.
September 6th.
Yeah, because we're not going to do, that weekend. We won't have a hangout.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Okay, everybody, thanks for coming. Thanks
And we'll
for
talk to you later.
talking.
Bye.
We'll see you later. Take care.
Bye, lady.
Be brave. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.